Hey there everybody, JJ Wilson here, and this time I have Gangsta Cursed chapter 17. So I finally managed to get the images of this chapter as well as chapter 18, but for this video we'll focus on chapter 17, and we're going right along after what happened with chapter 16. So basically, to recap, chapter 16 is where spies confronted Striker and Beretta after he had killed Maverick, and once they found out that he was the one that did it, they ended up punishing him, so to speak, for turning their back against their will to eradicate all Twilights and gas them. So they were about to kill him, and then the mercenaries from the Poplar Guild came over to subdue the destroyers, and Striker and Beretta managed to flee the scene. And then Cristiano comes in there, and he's trying to assess the situation, but the Poplar Guild was ready to kill him. They were ready to kill spies for revenge of all the deaths that he and his comrades have caused. So Luca stepped in there and he had a better idea, and from this point on, now Spies is under the close watchful eyes of the Cristiano family. So this chapter is going to pretty much cover what went on between him as well as the members of the Cristiano family. And so the first couple of days of Spies' job as an errand boy or waiter inside the Club Bastard, a lot of guys weren't really feeling his presence there. They did not like the fact that this former hunter was in there working with him, trying to be all goody two-shoes all of a sudden. And even Galahad, who's a mercenary working under Luca Cristiano, even he's not really feeling this. He's talking to Luca about this whole situation with Spies. It's like, man, this guy's killed too many of our men. Too many of our kind. We can't have him looking around here, man. What if he tries to do it up again? What hope he has a change of heart. Yeah, but Luca reassures the guy that has like, hey man, don't forget, we used to be killers ourselves. We still are. And Luca's personality, his gift of gab, I mean, it really shines in this chapter to me. You get to see a little bit more of his personality, which was a good thing. So we're going to get to that a little bit later. And yeah, the abuse that Spies was getting was pretty bad. I mean, they're just harassing the dude. And in this particular scene, he gets kicked to the back of the dumpster area, the alleyway. Because some of those guys remember that he had killed some close friends of his. He's crying about it even. He just didn't like the fact that Spies is in there working. And even Galahad's in the back, and he doesn't really go back there to help him out for the time being. And then we get to see Luca's wife, Sherry. And earlier in the main story of Gangsta, we found out that from Loretta that Sherry is a prostitute that Luca had met and fell in love with, and that was her mom. But the way she carries herself in this particular chapter, you would not suspect she was a prostitute at all. I mean, she just seems so wholesome and care, and very kind and caring, that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference at all. You wouldn't be able to know that she does prostitution for a living. And so she finally meets with Spies, and he's very hesitant to meet her. Luca's trying to introduce Spies to her. Next thing you know, she holds his hands, and then she puts Spies' hands on her torso, her belly that's protruding out. And she's like, well, if it's you, it's going to be alright. I'm sure you and this baby will get along just fine. And so she gives Spies all the confidence that he needs. What a nurturer this lady is, really. And this gives Spies some confidence. He's working, he's doing his thing inside the club. And next thing you know, we see this Twilight lady here. She recognizes him as the hunter. And I'm going to go out and let him say this lady is the mom of Helen, the young girl whose life was taken by Maverick. And she was with Laszlo, another Twilight, who she was hiding inside the house, where Spies encountered him, and he was trying to hide from not only the destroyers but also the mercenaries that were chasing the hunters down. And so the little girl got killed along with Laszlo. Now, I'm thinking this lady is probably her mom. I'm just kind of going out on a limb there. And she ends up scratching Spies' face, wounds him. The guys just kind of get fed up with Spies, and they tell him to just work in the back. And then we got Luca. Luca's he's playing hooky. He's playing hooky on the job. He's telling Spies, hey man, come out to the roof with me. Let's kick it. And Luke was like, hey man, don't worry about all the BS that's going on at the club, that those guys messing with you and stuff. If you feel like it every once in a while, you just come kicking with me while I'm skipping work. And then Spies has to ask him, you know what? Why am I being treated like this? This doesn't really feel like a punishment. It doesn't seem like the right solution for somebody like myself. I'm not a human being, I'm a monster. And of course, you know, Luca, he's not really feeling what he's saying. He pats him on the back playfully. It's like, well, yeah, people might still think you're a monster even if you do good. But in front of me, you are just an ordinary kid. That goes to show you guys the carefreeness of Luke Cristiano. You know, he doesn't care whether or not you're a hunter or a Twilight or even a human being. If he feels like you have some goodness in your heart and you can exhibit that to the world, he's gonna let you have the opportunity to do that. So he's letting Spies have the opportunity to change his ways right here and now, even though he's still a prisoner. Next thing you know, Luca sends Spies on a job, his first errand outside the club, and it's at the new gun shop, not the old gun shop, but the new gun shop, where the Revolt family is holding their business selling cigarettes now. Not so much firearms, but now just like drugs, cigarettes, things like that. And of course, Joelle Revolt is still angry at this guy. She doesn't appreciate his presence at all. She didn't even care about the stuff that Luke Cristiano was trying to send her. The money, the flowers, and the bag of food. So in a useless effort, Spies ends up leaving the premises until he sees Connie, the granddaughter of Joelle Revolt. And she pretty much tells him the similar thing that Joelle told her, like, we're not going to forget this, you know, and we can't forgive you, pretty much. And then so she's also telling him, just don't come back here again. And then the last scene of the chapter, the next day at work or whatever, Spies is trying to, you know, console a baby here for her mom, her Twilight mom. They're both Twilights. And the baby just starts crying all of a sudden, and he's just kind of standing there, and he can't really do anything about it. Just the baby just started crying, and even the guys, some of the workers in the back, is like, see, even babies don't like this guy. And you know, and then Galahad's come over there and tell them to stop talking, they need to get back to work and all that. And they do go back to work, and next thing you know, there's a couple of grenades that come out that blows up the club out of nowhere. And there's a lot of dead bodies, a lot of wounded bodies all over the club, all over the dance floor. And guess what it is? It's the anti-Twilight faction. These guys are humans that pretty much have an intense hatred of Twilights, and they're trying to kill them all off inside this club. And they almost killed the baby that was crying earlier. One of these guys pulls out the pistol, pulls out that gat. And this is crazy right here. Spies, without his weapons, rips this dude's head off completely with his own bare hand. Saves the baby. And next thing you know, he just goes crazy. He puts the baby down. He just goes. He lost himself, man. He just went AWOL because he actually killed somebody. He killed another life again. And you see this somber, crazy scene here. Ridiculous. He killed all those guys by himself. And that's the end of chapter 17. So when chapter 18 comes up, we'll get to see the conclusion of this event. This terrorist attack that happened in the Club Bastard. So with that said, talked long enough. Let me know your thoughts on chapter 17. If there's anything I missed or anything, just feel free to say so. And I'll see you all next time.